Sighting in with Shooting USA. Firearms news and information for America's hunters and sport shooters.
When you look at the sport of practical shooting, it's easy to overlook how much planning the top pros put into a course of fire. The fine points of strategy can come and go in less than a blink of an eye. So with that in mind, one of the greatest shooters of all time has agreed to walk us through a critical stage at the Production Nationals. Rob Leatham shows us how he plans ahead to walk away with maximum points.
Well, it's the biggest point stage, but the thing about a large point stage, especially if it's something that has a lot of time, takes a long time to shoot, is that the time isn't as critical. Half a second here, half a second there isn't percentage-wise that big, whereas you take a little tiny stage and you fluff the draw or mess up the reload, it's huge. So on a stage like that, you're trying to conserve and not waste time and make up time shooting. If you get started correctly, a stage is easy. You know what I mean? It's like if you hit a good draw and the sights come onto the target, the very first target you're going to shoot, and the trigger pulls well, it's easy. The game's really not very hard. If you look at the shots we have to make, nothing's hard. It's only hard when we're trying to go fast.
Easy or not, it's always nice to have help from your peers, part of the code of conduct among the top shooters.
There's kind of an unwritten law that you don't come up with something awesome and not tell anybody about it and sneak it in on them, because that's all it comes around. So you'll see somebody who's later in the squad, and if they think they've figured something out, and this has been this way for 20 years, some people are like, I don't care, I don't want to know. But Angus and I shoot at home. He's from the Phoenix area also. I might shoot 6 and load. 6 and load.
I've got them in the magazine.
I have no freaking extras doing it this way.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. You load out your front pocket, you'll be fine.
Angus is a thinker about, here, there's a 10th here and there's a 10th here to get, there's a half a second here to get, and it's all those little pieces that come in to make the difference.
And it's just a quarter pace back to shooting.
Then there's the benefit of watching others execute their plans. And with Rob's name falling at the bottom of the order, he gets to see just about every option on the stage.
So you watch the shooters, and when you see them having problems, that's the real advantage of being laid in the squad. It isn't that you're going to learn how to shoot. It's really not that. You're watching them to see what potential problems lay ahead there for you. No, that's a good run. I mean, you had your movements were good. You got your positions right. Keeper. That's a keeper. Changes everything if I'm going to shoot 5, 2, and 7. I think I like the looks of that. I like not getting all the way in that. I mean, I'll be all the way in there, but. Go to the first window, shoot 6, load. I'm going to shoot far right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go left to window, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to load into that position, and I'm going to shoot the open target. The far left one that's kind of tricky to get in from the next to last position. Shoot that one, and then that popper, all from that position. And then I don't even have to go into that next to last window. The question is where I'm going to do the last load, whether I do it moving up or after between the last two. That's all I got to figure yet. So I had a plan was to, draw, get loaded, shoot the first 3. And then originally I was planning on shooting, doing the reload immediately and shooting the 2 to the right, then the 2 to the left. But by the time I got that second load done, I'm sitting there looking at the window, so your brain says, I'm already here. Whether it's faster or not, at that point, I'd messed up, so it was time to shoot it that way. I'd planned it both ways, and whichever way I did it was what I was going to go with. So it was seamless, but it was plan B. And now the critical position wasn't before that or even the last position. It's the next one you moved up next to that barrel, because at that point you had the hardest shots of the match. You had a full target, which was easy to get started on. You had a head and shoulders. And that target you don't need to be quick on, but you just need to get good hits. And then you had that popper down there. And there are 2 ways of looking at the popper. You either are careful, make the shot and know it happens, and then go, and then pick it up at the end, or you sling one at it, hope for the best, and keep shooting at it. When I got there, I got in a very stable position, and when I swung through the first 2 targets, bang, 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 came to that popper, the gun just stopped moving. It doesn't do that very often. It's nice when that happens. Sight stopped on the target, and you see the sights lift and recoil, and you see a spot appear on the target, and then you're gone. So the hard part of the stage is done at that point. The only thing you have to fight there is you have to realize there's no such thing as making up time. Everybody's working at 100%. Everybody's trying to shoot the best run they can. So as soon as you lose something, you realize, okay, that's gone. Don't compound this mistake by shooting poorly.
It's amazing to me how many times Rob changed his plan before shooting that course of fire. But the proof is in the planning. After all the scores were taken, Rob earned full match points for the stage.